Oh, this is really off to a swimming start. So I just realized that I looked down here and I saw the little line over the microphone, which indicates that the audio is not coming through. But anyway, uh, I told the guys that are joining me tonight that I'm still working through the technical aspects of these live streams. So that is an example of that. But welcome to the night's stream on Arrow Video for Newbies. So this is a stream for people who are new to collecting Arrow video. My name is James. Welcome to the channel. And I have an amazing panel of guests tonight who are well down the path of collecting Arrow video. They're going to share their favorite Arrow titles. And if you've been collecting Arrow for a while, definitely please offer your recommendations for Arrow titles and just offer it to the conversation. So I apologize for that little technical snafu. I'm going to introduce each person. They're going to come on here starting right now. So I'm going to start off with this gentleman here, Mr. Tim, and Tim
Hello.
Talks Talkies. Tim, thanks for joining us tonight. I love your channel, your content.
Thank you.
Appreciate you joining. I know you're not feeling well, but thank you for joining, and feel free to tell us a little bit about your channel.
Yeah, I'm never good at this whole promoting thing. I don't even know how to categorize my channel. It's just I love movies and I love to talk movies, and that's what the channel is. That's what I'm about. Everyone bear with me that I am sick, so I might mute a couple of times just in case. But bear with me. But that's all I got.
All right. Well, welcome, and looking forward to hearing your thoughts tonight, and hope you feel better for sure.
Thank you.
Take that medicine. And we also have Ryan from Movies With Ryon. Glad that you're joining us tonight. And this is our first time actually meeting on one of these live streams. So it's great to finally meet you. I've been watching your channel for a long time and really enjoy your content. So glad to meet you finally.
Appreciate that. I enjoy your content as well. Love the Criterion stuff you do. Thank you for having me. And Tim, I hope you do get feeling better. And hopefully that's the only screw up we have tonight. So I didn't do it first this time.
I wouldn't count on it, but I hope so. Awesome. And then we have David here from Film Collector Archive. How's it going, David?
Hey, good, James. Thanks for having me on, sir.
Yes, I love David's content. He collects a number of boutique labels, including, of course, Arrow, Criterion, and another label that I haven't gotten into yet, Indicator. I believe you said the Indicator might be your favorite label.
Yeah, right there. Those shelves back there. Love Indicator. I do quite a bit of collecting outside of the United States, including Arrow's kind of both United States and UK. But yeah, I do a lot of collecting, mostly outside of the US.
Awesome. Well, glad that you are with us tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
And last but not least, we have Mr. Ken here from Mid-Level Media. How are you doing, Ken?
Doing good, man. I'm glad that because I've been having problems with my headset, and I almost thought that I was the problem when I couldn't hear you when we first started. So I'm glad that we got that fixed. But yeah, man, thank you for having me. All you had to say was, "Hey, I'm doing the Arrow video stream. We're going to talk about Arrow video, and I'm going to come running because I love Arrow video. I love talking about them. Definitely my favorite boutique label. So super excited to be here tonight to talk about Arrow video with you guys, and I appreciate the invite, man.
Awesome. Well, I am looking forward to talking about it. We've got a ton of comments here that we're going to start to go through. But before we get started with that, I got to know, and I need to finish watching the replay on this. Tim and Ken, have you guys recovered from last week's battle on 4K D-Ray's channel? Have the battle scars?
I mean,
have the wounds been?
I don't know about Tim, but I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, he might have been knocked out a couple times by the end.
Well, I mean, I feel pretty great considering Tony and Ken, and we took them to the very final round, and it was close. So I feel great about it. I mean,
thanks to good old Peter Cottontail, not Jason Voorhees, though.
There's an Easter bunny right there on the cover.
Yeah, I had a ton of fun though. I couldn't have lost to two better guys. So that was great.
But tonight, me and Tim, we promised to behave ourselves. We're not going to bring those shenanigans to your channel, James. Don't worry. We'll be okay. No arguing. I'm sure that we agree on plenty of Arrow titles. Nothing to argue about tonight.
That's good to know. Good to know. But yeah, I got to finish watching that replay because they had some. There were some tough questions on there. That one about the mob movies, excluding Goodfellas,
excluding
Godfather.
like every single one of them.
So
I'm okay with that one. I won that round, so I'm okay with that one. No, I won biopic. Sorry.
No, I won. Yeah, I was against Jerry. He picked. I forget the movie he picked.
I forgot because I pulled a gangster flick, but
Bronx Tale.
Yeah. Well, let's see here. We're gonna get into some questions here. So I've got a series of questions that we're gonna go through. It's gonna be round table fashion. We're just gonna talk through some of these favorite Arrow titles. We're gonna get some comments from folks, and during the live stream, we're gonna have a giveaway for this Robocop 4K limited edition from Arrow Video. I did a review of this on the channel, and this is one of my favorite releases, home video releases of the year so far of a single film. Of course, that's not counting like the Godfather set or any box sets, but just of a single movie release. This might be my favorite release of the year so far. So I'm going to be giving away this copy of it, and we'll have a trivia question sometime during the middle of the stream. But let's jump into a few comments here, and let's see. Yes, Tim, make sure to hit that like button. Yes, definitely hit the like button. Forgive the audio problem. I'm at the beginning, so change the dislike to a like if you would. And then Johnny's Boutique Podcast. Hello, everyone. Hope all is well. Bring us some Arrow goodness. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. Tim, can't hear you. I think you can now. No audio change.
You're going to run into a stream of 15 comments and say they can't hear you.
No audio. Yeah. Oh, and here's Huck. Huck had a lot of fun last night with my my technical issues of my Criterion stream last night. So I'm working through it. I'm getting better and better. So I'm getting better at this. So hey, James, is your audio working? I can't hear you right now. So good evening. What's up, everybody? Hey, Tim Talks. He's muted. Bear with us, folks. It'll be corrected shortly.
Yeah, people got to understand we're not professionals over here. Like we do this in our spare time. Like,
well, you are, Ken. I mean, the rest of us are still learning. And
I still have screw ups quite frequently.
Hey, Sue. Hey, everyone. What an amazing panel of guests. Yes. I mean, and that's why I asked these guys to join this panel tonight, because like I said, I am new to the Arrow game. I consider myself a newbie, and I have a pen here to write down, some good recommendations. So that's my plan for tonight, and definitely want to hear recommendations from the community of Arrow titles that have really struck a chord with you and that you enjoy. Hi, Kenny, Levels, Tim, Movies with Ryon, James, and Film Collector. See, hi, Huck and Sue. Hey, Gus. Hey, Gus. Maria. Hello, everyone. Hello, Maria. See, Gus, I placed my Arrow sale order today. Awesome. Oh, nice. And Gordon, can't wait for the 12 Monkeys 4K release next week. Okay. And then hello, all. Salent, good health. Okay. And shout outs to Ken of Mid-Level Media and Married with Media, the hardest working YouTuber in game today. Nice. Yeah, no argument. I mean, no argument there.
That's no joke. Yeah, I don't know how you do it, Ken.
Yeah, I do not know. I mean, he's a machine, Y'all looking forward to Wild Things and True Romance? Those are the two that are high on my radar right there, for sure. Steelbook or limited edition box. Definitely want to get y'all's thoughts on that.
So is the true romance? Sorry, I'm jumping in here. Is the True Romance release? Because I know before, like I have that set. I guess that was a UK only. Now they're doing a US release. Is that?
Yeah, it was UK only.
Same set, yeah.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yeah,
great set, great film too.
What's cool is Zavvi actually does. So you can choose Steelbook or the limited edition box set, except Zavvi has basically the limited edition box set with the Steelbook. So I pre-ordered that for Wild Things.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, I haven't seen True Romance, but what attracts me to it is it was written by Tarantino. So,
It's
I
good.
love Tarantino, and all I got to hear is Quentin Tarantino. Tarantino wrote it, and I'm like, okay, I'm there. So, all right. So I think we're caught up on the comments here. Got I think 27 people in the stream here. So let's go ahead and start off with our roundtable here with our first question. The first question that I have here is, what do you love about Arrow, and what are your top 3 favorite Arrow titles? So I'm going to put that up here on the board here. What do you love about Arrow, and what are your top 3 favorite Arrow titles?
So can we just start jumping?
Who wants to jump into the pond first?
All right.
My top 3 favorite Arrow titles for me, that in my collection, are very simple. It's the only 3 that I have, and that's these 3 here. These are my 3 favorites. These are the
Those
only
are
3
3 great ones, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm going to throw a title out there and see if it sticks. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. I have no shame in saying that. It's honestly one of the most underrated movies in history, in my opinion.
I already know what you're going to pull.
And that is Waterworld. I love this movie. And this is the limited box set, which of course, now this is the Blu-ray. I'm hoping they do a 4K release for those folks who weren't able to pick up the set, because this one really is worth going in on the limited edition treatment. As you know, James, having those in hand, they're just really incredible. Anybody have any thoughts on Waterworld? I love this movie so much.
I'm in the same boat as you. I love it too. And that's honestly where I got addicted to Arrow Video. I bought some Arrows before that one, but it was with that box set that I was like, holy shit. I didn't even know people were doing stuff like this. Like the box set just felt so nice in my hands. That's where I got addicted. And then I watched it, and yeah, I've loved Waterworld since I was a kid.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in so long. I can't even offer too much of an opinion. I don't remember too much. It's been a long time.
Yeah. It's goofy, it is 90s, but it's still a good movie. It's an epic movie. I like it.
Well, one thing I want to mention on here too, it has a really when I say epic, I mean it's got a really epic making of on here. And I believe Ballyhoo Pictures did it. And if you're the more you get into boutique labels, you'll know the name Ballyhoo. They do some amazing making of features. I know I don't say featurette, I say feature because it's like feature length. But yeah, sorry, I'm not seeing it directly on here. Oh, here we go. Maelstrom, The Odyssey of Waterworld. And it's an all new feature length making of documentary. So that's something to be aware of on this disc as well. So it's available in this more standard format, but if I had to pick, this would be my favorite Arrow Video release.
Waterworld. Okay.
How many cuts was in that? Isn't that like 3 cuts in
there? Sorry, I don't. Oh yeah, because there's the Ulysses. In fact, when I got this, because I've seen the movie so many times, but I
have it right over here in my stack. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, it's like
I gotta throw it to the side.
So there's the Ulysses cut, Ken, and that's the cut that I watched as soon as I bought the set.
Yeah,
and yeah, it's considerably longer from what I remember. Yeah, so we have 3 cuts: 135 minutes, 176, and 178. So we really get. I can't remember which one the Ulysses cut.
That's the 3-hour one, isn't it?
It includes.
Or is that the TV cut? Is the TV cut the longest?
Because there's 2 cuts there that are within 2 minutes of one another, but yeah, the Ulysses cut, which includes previously censored shots and dialogue. So yeah, I think the Ulysses cut is probably what comes out at top, but then the TV cut and then your standard theatrical release. So really stellar release.
That sounds like an example of how a lot of films are critically panned at the time that they come out, but they're appreciated more, like years later. And that could be an example of one, because I don't hear a lot of people saying they love Waterworld, Yeah,
because even now, I don't feel like I have a lot of conversations I do have. It's just they just brush Waterworld off. I'm like,
Yeah.
but it's
There's a lot of making fun of it going on.
Yeah, I'm glad, Ken, to know that you're a big fan. But
yeah, I pulled that in a battle, like one of the early battles that I was in, and I got roasted for picking that.
It's been a long time since I've seen it. I need to revisit it because it's been a long time since I've seen it.
Ryan, do you have any thoughts on it?
No, I'm actually thinking about picking it up on the Aerocell just because I have not seen it since it's came out. I probably watched it on VHS or TV.
You do have a good
was the last
point,
time I watched it.
Probably similar ballpark time I saw it was back when I rented the VHS from the library.
It's just one of those movies that came out just the right time for me. I was 10 years old, and I love those kind of movies, like the post-apocalyptic type of like fantasy-driven films.
Yeah. I remember liking it. I thought it was a neat take. Of course, like you said, everybody jokes about it. That's $1 billion waste of water or whatever, they panned it for.
I just thought it was so cool when he went diving and there's like cities underwater. Like that whole sequence was awesome.
Yeah. Well, it's got a troubled, kind of turbulent, production history and that really came to the forefront. And that's kind of come into play with, the legacy of the film. But I think it's really, really wonderful and definitely worth picking up, via the Arrow.
But you do have a good point with that. Might be coming to 4K. I feel like they will probably do Waterworld in 4K, but they've already got one from Universal. They did like a Steelbook and a regular 4K.
Yeah.
So I mean, the transfer is done. It's just a matter of, I guess, Arrow getting the rights to put it out.
Yeah, and I'd be shocked if that didn't happen. But that's a good point, though, of the studio kind of jumping the gun.
Yeah.
With their release. But another one that I hope gets a 4K release. This is actually a more recent discovery. I didn't watch this at all growing up, and I saw it first actually via this release, and it's Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
That I can talk. Like that one, I can actually chime in. So the score to that movie is one of my favorite from the 80s.
Good.
It's so good. Oh my gosh, Waxwork is going to be releasing a vinyl record for it, and I'm definitely ordering that right away.
I still haven't seen that movie.
Oh my gosh. Okay. It is so incredibly fun. The kills are so creative.
I got on there to look at the arrow, and I'm like, holy shit, this is like way out of print. It's like $200.
Is it really?
I'm like, yeah. I wish I would have grabbed it at I think they had like steel books of them at Best Buy like a few years ago for only $10. I never grabbed it.
So you have a different cover than mine.
Well, check. I love the kind of metallic, the spot glossing on here.
Yeah, I like that.
It is.
I got the gun back there from the Spirit Halloween.
Yeah, I got that too.
I
did buy the gun.
My edition didn't come with the gun.
That was a Spirit Halloween.
So was yours more limited than mine? I guess.
I don't know. I've never seen that cover. Oh, that's a pretty fun cover that you've got there too.
Yeah.
No, this. I don't know. I mean, this is the only.
I've never seen Tim's cover. I've only seen yours. So
well, there we go. Maybe I
imagine that Tim has the more limited one. No, that's the standard cover, I think.
Yeah, and this is just absolute. I know, James, we probably can't have your viewers see everything here, but it is just packed.
It's loaded. It's loaded. Yep.
And
there's great interviews on there. It's fantastic.
I really hope they do that one in 4K so I can get it.
Oh gosh,
I imagine it's going to look incredible. I've just seen images from it, like super colorful.
Yeah, and the Blu-ray treatment, the scan they did is phenomenal. The supplement here that really gave me kind of the most bang for my buck was and it has to do with it's the Chiodo. The Chiodo brothers are behind this film, and they do all the there we go. I'm on screen here. Because this is obviously all practical effects. But the Chiodo brothers, there's basically like a documentary here on the Chiodo. Let's see, I think it's the Chiodos Walk Among Us, their adventures in Super 8 filmmaking. It's an all-new documentary highlighting the making of the Chiodo brothers' childhood films. And that was really a really engaging piece. But that's one feature on here. There's tons of extra features on here.
Awesome.
Just an amazing find for me.
I want to give you a through the screen high five because that's an excellent choice. It really is. I love that flick.
I've now
have it written down here.
Well, I've now shown it to my kids, and it's one because that's the thing. It's got horror elements to it. It's very much comedically driven, but there's fun horror elements to it. So it's almost kind of a way to introduce a younger generation, if you will, to horror movies. It's kind of a gateway into that genre.
The kills are done in like a fun way. So Ken, Mr. Years, because you know all that stuff. That's before Jason Takes Manhattan, right? I think
I don't know when Killer Clowns was it like 87?
Yeah, that would be right about the same time as Jason Takes Manhattan.
They both have the whole like punch the head off type kill, but I love the Killer Clowns one more. What you gonna do? Knock my block off? And
yeah.
What year was Killer Clowns? Was it 88?
88.
Okay, Manhattan was 89, so Manhattan copied.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, but just an amazing find. And then one, I actually thought this came out this year, but it was actually in 2021 was an amazing year for Arrow Video.
Yes.
But this was just for me, and I don't, because I think I know where Ryan's gonna go, so I was gonna go a certain route, and then I changed trajectory a little bit.
Okay.
But this, yeah, there we go. I should get up out of my seat and go get my copy, but I'll stick to this. Love the Shawscope set.
I love it too. I just haven't watched anything in it.
It's not actually. It was not one of my picks tonight. It's one of my backups. The only reason I'm not showing it tonight is because I think I've got some other stuff. I mean,
that's like Columbia Classics level.
Yeah,
box set right there.
It's awesome.
Incredible.
So
I love that volume too. By the way, it makes me wish I had gotten that volume 1. If I, but
I'm so glad I did.
I didn't realize it was going to be so limited. Like, luckily they printed way more volume 2.
Mm-hmm. So I went a different route, but I'm a huge 1950s sci-fi horror fan.
Ooh.
And boy, let me tell you, 4 films from Sam Katzman, The Cold War Creatures.
Okay.
I've been wanting to pull the trigger on that set.
Oh man, please do.
I love 50s monster movies are awesome. Like The Blob is an all-time favorite. I love The Blob.
Yeah, yep, The Blob is great. I actually just picked up Beware the Blob from the Kino, one of the Kino cells, because I love the original. I've seen the original however many times, but yeah, anyways, yeah, so I've got Beware the Blob, but yeah, I've got the Criterion edition on the Blob.
Yeah.
So this features, so Sam Katzman is not the director, he's actually the producer in this case. He was a B-movie producer and was one that made just massive profits on his films because he was a penny pincher all the way. Made films on a dime and cashed in on, the 50s, again, kind of sci-fi monster craze. So rather than being a director's box set, we have a producer's box set, and it's got 4 films. So we have Creature with the Atom Brain, The Werewolf, Zombies of Moratau, and The Giant Claw. And just to kind of, it really proves the point with The Giant Claw in specific. They have practical effects, but they could have gone with Ray Harryhausen, who is obviously the best of the best in that game. And again, being the penny pincher that he was, they decided to basically do the effects in house and create this bird, the titular character here, the Giant Claw, and it's absolutely hilarious. It's a little unsettling. The design they had with the creature, but it's definitely, if you like that kind of vein of films, it's a lot of fun if you just kind of accept that that's the way that they went. But
okay.
And this one actually has 2 books included here, so it's got a book of essays and then also a book of art on the films.
Great.
So really cool.
you're gonna have me spending like what, $70, $80 for that, something like that.
Yeah, and I don't know at this point if the edition that they have out includes the books anymore. So sometimes Arrow will, once they sell out of the initial print run, they'll still have it in a box, but it just will not include the books.
Okay.
So I have.
What do they do with that extra space?
What's that?
What do they do with that extra space?
Well, they actually shrink.
They just make it. They shrink the box.
Smaller box.
Yeah, and then
they use
jerks.
They use a different packaging.
Yeah, because I've actually got several instances over here on my shelf where I have the non-limited edition box sets. I mean, I've got some film noir. I've got the Scorpion, prison films and different the Marx Brothers. So they'll release them again, just in a more thrifty version, if you will.
Okay.
Cool. But yeah, Cold War creatures, you get, it's well worth getting. And there's so many that I could have picked from, but those were three that really stand out to me.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Well, I got those written down. Thanks, David.
Yeah.
Who else wants to jump into the pond here with their three?
I'm okay going unless someone else wanted to go.
Yeah, go for it, Tim.
Good.
Okay, so I feel like Ken might have this one.
Everybody said take all my picks before I go.
This Tremors is, honest to goodness, I have over 400 and some 4Ks. This is still in my top 5 of all 4Ks I have. This release is jaw-dropping. I mean, it looks phenomenal. This thing is absolutely packed with features and documentary. They got Kevin Bacon back for interviews.
Freaking Kevin Bacon came back. Jesus.
Yeah, this is, honest to goodness, I know this version sold out, but buy this. I mean, it's so worth every single cent. I can't stress how good this release is. So next one would be Reanimator. Love this flick. Jeffrey Combs is a super nice guy. I met him in person. Love the movie. Barbara Crampton is like a horror goddess. And also loaded with features.
I love seeing it on the back. Just love that.
Love this movie. And next one is not a limited box set or anything like that, but I am a big John Hughes fan. Love John Hughes. And I know this isn't one of his most loved movies by people lately, but I love 16 Candles. 16 Candles is a fantastic flick, and I'll stand by it. I love this artwork is by Sarah Deck. I'm big into the screen print posters and all that. She does a lot of that stuff. So big fan of the artwork. Love the movie. Love the director. I am just love it.
Hey, Ryan, or not Ryan. Sorry, I'm picking the wrong person here. Tim, that is actually my wife's and my movie is 16 Candles. We love that movie.
Yeah, it seems like as of late, it's been
it's
getting.
Just me. I thought we weren't going to argue tonight, Tim.
It's not even.
You had to put 16 Candles out. Come on.
I've seen that comment from a bunch of people though that they don't care for 16 Candles.
I thought I was the only one.
I know, and I love this flick. So
I don't think it's bad. I just wasn't like, I don't know. And comparing that to like Weird Science and Breakfast Club, like I love those two.
I have Weird Science here, but like 16 Candles hits more for me. So I had to. I love it. And to
throw
answer
my Tremors to the side.
I just want to quickly answer what I love about Arrow.
Yeah.
Just what I love is the variety. Arrow will give you anything. They'll touch the 50s, brand new movies, black and white, color, and it's literally anything and everything.
Well, and of course, so there used to be James. So Arrow Video used to be split into kind of two labels. So there was actually one called Arrow Academy, which is more, it's more in line with Criterion if you had to kind of put a spin on it. And then there's Arrow Video. So they've absorbed everything down into just the Arrow Video label now. So anyone new to Arrow Video, there's Arrow Academy titles that you can still seek out, but as a company, they've moved over to just Arrow Video. So that kind of lends to their, the range that they offer, because Arrow Academy would do some great classic.
Cinema Paradiso was Arrow Academy, right?
Yeah.
So I think that was like one of the last ones they did, wasn't it? For the Arrow Academy label.
Yep, that was right near the end. In fact, the last one that they did I have here was Tales from the Urban Jungle, which was Brute Force and the Naked City, which Criterion released.
Yes.
So I have both editions because the supplement package was different. But
I love those films, by the way.
Yeah, so Tim, I agree. I love the range that Arrow brings.
Yeah, if we didn't just get the Kino, I would have actually recommended The Apartment because their release of The Apartment is great.
Yeah,
but the Kino one is awesome too. So
yeah. So there's the Apartment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's like a
great looking release.
Blu-ray, but it's got actually the book in here is a full hardbound book.
Oh wow.
Wow.
So it's really nice. But I got the Kino as well. You can't not have hardbound 4K.
Yeah. Yep. I love that movie. That movie is so good.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Who wants to jump in next with their top three? Mr. Ryan?
Go ahead and take the rest of my picks, Ryan.
No, I won't be. Trust me. So one of the things I like about Arrows are packaging. They do have really nice packaging. The other thing, when I first started to get into them, I do like Asian cinema. I'm not a horror guy. They had a lot of titles that you couldn't find in America or that were hard to find in America. Of course, nowadays you got Eureka's doing a lot of stuff. 88 Films, Terracotta Distribution with Third Window Films is distributing a lot of that stuff to the States. And Arrow still does a lot of stuff. Of course, Criterion has a lot of the more classic Asian cinema stuff, Kurosawa, Mizuki, and all them. But my first thing is probably the godfather of Yakuza crime, and this is going to actually show the difference here. It's the Battles Without Honor and Humanity and the New Battles Without Honor and Humanity. So this is the first set. 73, 74, it's 5 movies. They've got all 5 movies crammed in 3 cases. The limited edition set had an individual case for each movie plus a booklet. It was out of print when I went seeking for this, and it's kind of pricey on the second market. But basically, Kenji, I don't want to mess his name up because it's really close to a cuss word. Kenji Fukasaku's, he's the one that did all these. So basically, he did all 5 of them. They came out within a 2-year period, and it's just Yakuza goodness. I mean, there's murder, brutality, violence, just the whole gamut. Okay. So after that was done, in 75, he came out with a little bit of a different clan with the New Battles of Honor and Humanity, and there's 3 of them, 3 movies, which this is the special edition, which has each individual movie in their own case, and it does have the hard booklet. But once I found out they had the set, I had to pick it up, and they also have another Kenji set that has 3 of his other movies in it that's fantastic as well. But that's it. I don't know if I can... I don't know if you can tell that's a hard box versus a soft box.
Yeah.
Then my next thing, right now, my favorite new age Japanese director is Takashi Miike. And he's got like 116, 118 credits, directing credits under his name. And he's known for J-horror, Japanese horror, body modification stuff, weird stuff. He's got like Zebra Man, which is like a crime-fighting zebra cop and just weird stuff. But my second favorite movie of his is Blade of the Immortal. Now, this is the Arrow Steelbook edition, and they do have a regular standard edition as well. Yeah. But his movies are violent. If he's going to show blood, it's going to be fountains of blood. And this is basically a story of a samurai that is trying to avenge a girl, and he cannot die until he kills everybody to avenge the girl. And this movie is just nonstop. I think in the first 15 minutes, he takes on like 40 guys, and it's just a bloodbath. It's fantastic.
I forgot. What was that called again?
Blade of the Immortal.
Blade of the Immortal. Yeah.
Yep. So they do have, like I said, a regular Amray edition as well. But, to save her life, he will take 1,000 others. It's just nonstop. And that's the one thing I like about Takashi. He's very out there. He takes risks. He doesn't hold back on things. A lot of his stuff, like Audition is another one of his that's A lot of people may be familiar with, and that was like his big J horror title, and a lot of people don't like watching it because it is very uneasy to watch. But my third choice is actually what got me into Arrow, and this is actually what got me to go region free. In this set, it's 3 movies. 2 of them are region B locked. The third one is multi-region, so forced me to get a region free player, which I have not looked back on. That was a great decision. But there's Park Chan-wook's The Vengeance trilogy. Go ahead.
Not just saying nice.
Oh, I thought you said yes
Nice.
or something. Okay. So The Vengeance trilogy, which is I don't know if this is actually a special edition or not. It's in a hard box, but it does not have a book.
Okay.
But it's the first one is Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, which is probably the weakest. Then Old Boy, which hopefully everybody knows who have seen Old Boy or heard of Old Boy. And then the last one is Lady Vengeance, which is just a couple, maybe a notch under Old Boy in goodness. But basically, it's 3 stories of people done wrong in very weird ways, and they get vengeance, and it's fantastic. But I highly recommend it. Old Boy did come out with a 4K last year or the year before. If you don't want the whole set, I'd understand why, because I think this one's out of print. They may have a reprint, I'm not sure, but Old Boy in 4K looks fantastic. So if you just want to pick Old Boy up, I'd recommend that as well. So that's my 3.
Cool. Awesome.
Some good picks. You're right. I don't have any of those.
Those Ryan, to answer your question, that box isn't the limited edition. In fact, so that's their standard edition. But I had the same thing with I don't remember the name exactly. I'm looking here at my shelf. The Scorpion Prisoner Women movies.
Yes. Yeah.
Lady
Scorpion.
Was the same. Yeah, that was the same deal where it was their standard set, but it's still a slight box like you have there.
Yeah, so and that's what it's kind of a hard box, but they're new. I've noticed this because this was re-released late last year, maybe, and it's in a paper thin box. So they've since they've gotten bought out by the Hut Group, they've changed their packaging on their standard editions.
Yeah, the funny thing is, I'm not typically this kind of collector, but I actually wrote them an email saying, you guys need to be more transparent with what you guys are sending, because I was thinking it was the hard box that we're so used to with Arrow, and it was more just constructive criticism, like you should make this a little bit more easy to understand that you're not getting what you think you're getting, kind of a deal.
Yeah.
And somebody just mentioned it. The holiday sale right now, you can actually buy the individual Battles Without Humanity, Honor and Humanity sets for $5 a piece without buying the box set. So the first one costs you $25. The second one costs you $15, which I think the limited edition boxes or the boxes themselves are like 35 to 40, like maybe 40 and 25, somewhere respectively around there. So if you want them just individually, you can also buy them right now at like $5 a piece, which is a great price.
Yeah, I still need to get the new Battles. I have the other one.
Yeah, cool.
Awesome.
All right, Ken, what are your favorites?
Well, first, what I love about
and what do you
Arrow,
love about this wonderful lady?
Arrow is just the detail and the care that they put into all of their releases. Like there's just nothing like holding an Arrow video title in your hands, like the box, the poster, just overall the packaging, the special features. It's like it's the same level of care, I believe, like Criterion puts into their actual releases, as far as like the features and the movies and stuff like that. But they just go the extra mile, I think. They're like the super Criterions, I would say. And they're way more horror centric as well. I would say. I know they have a lot of different stuff, but what made me gravitate towards them was the horror films. And I got House was the first Arrow video that I bought. I bought Creepshow 2. Like that's what first started attracting me to them. And then I got into those big box set releases. So like you all said, just the variety that you can get with an Arrow video release. They're releasing John Hughes movies, classic monster movies like Tremors. They do all the Asian cinema that Ryan just showed off. It's just the different types of movies that they put out is like It's incredible. It's like you literally never know what you're going to get with Arrow Video. Like when they do an announcement, you're probably going to get some horror in there.
Yeah.
But like they could just go in so many different directions. Like with Criterion, you're like, oh, that doesn't sound like a title Criterion would do. But with Arrow, it's like it's limitless. Like they could come out with anything, and you wouldn't really be surprised.
Yeah.
So as far as my top titles, I've really kind of gravitated towards. I think if I've gotten into any kind of international cinema, it would probably be Italian cinema, and I love Italian horror, giallos. And this is probably the best giallo filmmaker, and that's Dario Argento. And I know this is a release you just got, James, but I got to bring it up because I truly believe that it might be the best 4K transfer they've ever done. That's Deep Red.
Yeah.
Nice.
This is absolutely incredible. And watching this again, like, because I watched it a couple of years ago, I think for the first time, but watching it again kind of solidified the fact that it is his best film. And I also think it's the best giallo film of the 10 to 15 that I've seen.
I picked it up in part based on your recommendation. So
yeah, it's an incredible film, but you got to kind of know what you're getting into with these types of films as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I just love Argento's style. I love his, just the visuals and the way that he moves the camera and the music, like in all of his movies, like when he collaborates with Goblin is just like some of the best. All the performances are usually really great. And Deep Red's awesome. The transfer is incredible as well. There's just so many sequences and that just look amazing with this 4K transfer. But Deep Red is awesome. Special features are awesome. Like the packaging, like I said, I just love these. All my picks are the big box releases. But
I'm looking forward to diving into that one this weekend, hopefully.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. I'm interested to hear what you think about it because have you seen like a Italian horror giallo before?
It'll be my first one. It'll be my first Dario Argento film.
In my opinion, you're jumping into the best one, the best one that's ever been. So it won't get any better than that. So I'm sorry.
It's all downhill from there.
So I'm sorry. At least of the ones I've seen. Obviously, I haven't seen every one of them. And now I got to talk about Legend. Talk about Legend. So I really love this. The movie itself was okay. The movie itself is okay, but overall as a release, like you have a director's cut, you have the theatrical cut. I believe that the theatrical cut was the one that was in the 4K scan, and that just looked incredible. And the director's cut's actually, I would say, the better cut of the movie, but that one's in just regular Blu-ray. But this is a Ridley Scott film. It's got Tom Cruise. See, that's what I'm talking about. You get Tom Cruise in an Arrow Video release? Come on. You see Tom Cruise in Criterion? Is he in Criterion?
Nope. I don't think he is.
I don't think so. I don't think he's in Scream Factory either. So you got Tom Cruise here. And I really enjoyed this movie. I don't want to say I didn't like it. I liked the movie. It's just not like a great movie. But I like the release more than I like the film. It's got some great special features. Like I said, 2 cuts of the movie. I actually got both editions, both the alternate cover on it. So that was my favorite Blu-ray release that came out last year. But that theatrical cut transfer is beautiful because it's a fantasy film. So you have all that, the lush greens in the background and just the setting is just, it all looked great.
Tim Curry was great, by the way, too.
Yeah, Tim Curry's great. And I forget which cut it was where they cut him out of the beginning or you don't see him. I think it's the director's cut. You don't see him at all in the beginning. And you don't even see him in the director's cut, I think, till like an hour into it. But the beginning of the theatrical cut, like he's in the first 5 minutes of it.
Great double bill with Never Ending Story, like I did as a kid.
See, I didn't grow up with the movie. I probably would have had a greater fondness for it if I did. It would be awesome if Arrow did Never Ending Story in 4K. That would be incredible. And then my last one, I talked this one up all last year, but I got to talk about Django.
Nice.
The Arrow Video release of Django. Again, another Italian piece of cinema, the Italian Western. This is my first spaghetti Western that I ever saw. I saw this before I watched the Man with No Name trilogy this year, Once Upon a Time in the West, which I loved all those, and those are definitely better than this one. But I thought this movie at the time was really awesome. And the transfer on this is like crazy good. Like just the level of detail. This movie, I think, was made in the 60s. And this is like the peak, I think, of what they can do with these like classic film restorations. I really don't think it gets any better than this.
Yeah, if I could talk to my 2021 version of myself, I would have told myself, pick up the limited edition of that while you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it not available?
I don't. Well,
You
I
can
think
still get it, right? You just can't get the box.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Everything's available for the right price, Ken.
Exactly. But yeah, it's
the limited edition is very expensive.
This set actually has 2 movies in it. It has Texas Adios on Blu-ray that also stars Franco Nero. But yeah, Franco Nero is he's awesome. I mean, he's definitely, you know, not as iconic as Clint Eastwood. But I thought he was pretty great. I like this movie a lot. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, Franco Nero fans too. Eureka just did a release of Il Grande Silencio, The Great Silence, and man, that instantly shot up to my favorite. That's my favorite spaghetti western. It was incredible, and Franco Nero is just such a. I agree, not maybe as iconic as Clint Eastwood, but man, I wish more and more people here in the States would watch Italian westerns, and specifically Nero.
I really want to watch a lot more of them because I've loved everyone I've seen.
If you
that one's Sergio Corbucci. I'm not really sure what else he does.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Il Grande Silencio,
I had the Vengeance Trails box set, and I haven't watched any of those yet.
Yeah, see, I have that same set and have not dove in yet as well. The Great Silence is man, that's a must watch for anybody that likes westerns, Italian films. I mean, it really is.
But Once Upon a Time in the West is by far my favorite. Like, I like that one better than all the Man with No Name trilogy, and I wish that somebody would do that in 4K. Like, I don't know if it'd be like Kino, probably, but Arrow Video would be mind blowing if they did that. I would lose my shit over that.
I want to show something kind of cool. I don't know if it'll show on the phone, but you guys know how they collect statues and stuff like that too. There's a company called Infinite Statue that does like classic movie stuff, and that's pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty decent price for it too. It's a 1/6 scale. It's only like $250, I think it is. Or no, never mind. It's like $4. But I have a Casablanca statue by them, and it's excellent.
Yeah, Tim. You know what? I'm actually going to be transparent here. I actually had they have a statue for Toshiro Mifune coming out, and I had that pre-ordered, and I got gun shy because I spent $400 on it, and I pulled out, but it looks absolutely phenomenal. Toshiro Mifune is my favorite Asian actor of all time.
That's this is the same company, so
yes,
they do phenomenal stuff.
Really good.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Did they ever do
like Casablanca?
Yep.
Yeah. Did they ever do a Bogart companion piece? Because
they did, and I missed out on it, unfortunately.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not into statue collecting, but man, I saw the Toshiro Mifune piece, and I almost passed out. I was so excited, and then again, I got gun shy with spending $400. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. I got a message one day on Instagram. I looked; it was from Tim. He's like, "Look at this," and it was a link to it. And I was like, "Oh man, I would love to have it, but I've got 2 small kids, and $450 getting thrown on the floor is the last thing I would want."
that ain't happening with kids and a wife leaning over your shoulder.
Yeah.
What's that? Don't you spend enough on movies already?
My wife buys this stuff too. My $900 Captain America statue was actually purchased by her. So,
well, I need to get my wife addicted to something so she can throw that in her face.
Awesome stuff. Well, let's see let's check out some of these comments here. We got a ton of comments in here. See, Darvin, I haven't really heard of Arrow before. I have Dune, and that's it. Well, if you have not heard of Arrow before, you're in the right place.
It honestly frustrates me a little bit because I don't think that they get the shine that like Criterion and Screen Factory does, and I think that they absolutely deserve it.
Arrow is better. They're the Screen Factory.
They're the best of both worlds. Like I said, they really dive into these like genre classics and horror films like Screen Factory, and they also do like really great films like Criterion.
So is that a hot take? Arrow Video is better than Scream Factory.
It's not for me, but it might be for some people, like the Scream Factory heads. But they definitely don't screw shit up as much as Scream Factory.
I don't think this is. If you took,
they're not putting their new 4Ks in eco cases either.
Yeah. If you took a horror title and you put it on Arrow and you put it on Scream, more people are going to lose their shit for the same exact movie on Scream. Just like if you took a movie and put it on Kino and you put it on Criterion, people are going to lose their shit for the Criterion way more. People they latch onto these.
I think when we get past 2022, I think Kino's gonna.
They're picking up steam, but I don't know about that. Like Criterion is almost like I don't want to say cult level love, but like they've grown such a reputation that it seems like no matter what they release, though, they can't do any wrong. So it's just. I don't know what it is. Like, same thing with Scream Factory. Scream Factory can completely screw up a horror title, and they still get beloved.
I could send me my horror, my Halloween 4Ks 3 weeks late, and I'm still going to buy the next big Scream Factory release. I will say this though, they have one great release. Alligator on 4K is top 3 releases of the year. Pick that up. I think you would really like that, James, too. It's like Jaws with an alligator. It's like it's not as good of a film, but it's not like a goofy alligator attack movie or anything like that. It's a legitimately really good movie.
It is a lot of fun. James, I think you'd really enjoy it.
Okay. Yeah. Have to check it out. Huck has a message for you, Ken. Peel off your left arm, wiggle those metal fingers, and prove that you're a robot.
I did
Only a robot can be as accurate as you. What's up, guys? Anthony's horror. Bob Glorious Tim, the deluxe steelbook box is different artwork than the limited edition box.
That's for the Wild Things. When I said Zabby has, I didn't actually.
They're all different covers, aren't they? They all different
for the Wild Things.
Yeah,
I thought it was the same limited edition box set, just with a steelbook in it. But I guess I didn't look hard enough. But either way, pre-order from Zabby.
The steelbook is a different art.
Yeah,
the same thing with the
steelbook. But I thought the box was the same, but I didn't look that hard at it then.
Yep. See, what's up, guys? My Killer Podcast. Hello. Howdy. Mel. Gus. Mel. See, 3 favorites: Donnie Darko, Tremors, and Robocop.
I'm surprised we didn't see Darko.
Tremors, and Robocop. Yeah, I've looked at that Donnie Darko. Do y'all recommend that one? Picking up that one?
Yeah, it's a good flick.
Okay.
The packaging on that is that's like super Arrow packaging. That's like the super shredder of Arrow Video.
On that one, because I actually have the Blu-ray edition of that, which I thought was a lot better than the 4K offering in terms of the extras in the box.
Did anybody have any issues with that? Just because wasn't it said to have like frame rate problems on like the director's cut or something?
On the 4K, the Blu-ray, so the Blu-ray edition right here that Tim's got.
Ta-da.
So the Blu-ray's on the right there.
Yeah.
I like that they're actually different. That's what I want with the 4K and the Blu-ray to be different.
Well, show the books in the Blu-ray case there, because it really sold me on that. They're like full
theatrical cut, director's cut. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got like a sleeve like that.
Oh, okay.
And then
versus a regular J card. Okay.
Yeah, and then it's like digibooks and then a hardbound book.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's a big book in there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh. It's kind of equivalent to the book that I showed you in the apartment. It's like a full hardbound book.
I love it when they do that.
Yeah.
Hello. See, MKP, we have to stop meeting like this. LOL. My Killer Podcast. Okay. Mel, what's up, man? See, Gus, just here watching these studs talk about Arrow. You following me, culture? Mel. A lot of love for Mel there. What's up, Mel? You're stream hopping like me. Cool.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed tonight, that's a stacked stream night. There's like 5 or 6 streams going on.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hey, we're going strong, though. 32 people in here.
But that's what's cool about this community, though. People will kind of jump around and support everyone. I love that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Waterworld's a fun ride. Yeah, I got to revisit Waterworld. It's been a long time for me. I wish I had the 3 discs.
I'm glad I got some backup of Waterworld, finally.
Horrors. I'm gonna be on YouTube till 1 a.m. Sue's live, now this live, and then watch all the videos.
Benjamin.
Tim's is an FYE exclusive.
I saw that comment earlier. I did buy it at FYE. This is actually a quick recommendation too.
Mm-hmm.
If something is out of print and you have an FYE near you, check it, because their prices are so high that a lot of times out of print shit will just sit there and no one will get it. So that I just picked up only like 2 months ago the Vincent Price collection from Scream Factory, which was way out of print when I got it, and I got it for $49.99, and I think it goes for more like $140 range.
Wow.
And they never changed their price stickers too. So even though they may say $34.99 or $49.99, it may actually be cheaper at the register too.
Yep.
Wow. I've got Torso and Blood and Black Lace on my wish list, but I'm waiting to see if they get upgraded to 4K releases. Okay. Torso and Blood and Black Lace.
Torso's great. Torso's phenomenal.
That Killer Clowns release is awesome. So let's see, I'm going to really kind of put a circle around that one. And this Blade of the Immortal, Ryan, you really piqued my interest on that one on your video. I think that came out yesterday.
It's good.
Yeah, Ryan.
It's a good introduction to Miike.
Okay.
Yeah, I wrote that one down as well.
And
Killer Clowns coming to 4K. Okay. The Killer Clowns that Tim has was an FYE exclusive slipcover. It was only at FYE.
Wait a minute. We have Mr. Physical Media Report in here. Is Killer Clowns coming to 4K?
Not that I've heard. I mean, they haven't done their July announcements yet, I don't think.
Yeah.
I think
you in though.
Criterion. Yeah, Criterion always goes first, and then it's Arrow, and then it's Scream, I think. As far as like the rotation. Kino just announces crap randomly.
They really do. They'll go on Facebook at like 7 a.m. and announce like 5 titles.
Yeah. I wish they get more structured with it.
Shawscope set is bomb. Yeah, it looks awesome.
It is.
Culture Trini is Arrow doing the 4K release for Killer Clowns. I'm trying to find it. Yeah,
Culture's got that inside info, man. I think he knows somebody on the inside.
Now, who's that guy on Instagram? Dawn of the Discs? Is he that?
Yeah, I mean they showed off this like little sheet of paper that had like the Arrow lineup going into 2023 apparently, but they were just abbreviations.
Okay,
and people were trying to like decipher what they were. So maybe he's going off of that. Maybe there was like a KK or something. I don't know.
They like the tease.
At these Battles of Humanity, there are $5 Blu-rays in the Arrow Easter sale. Graveyards of Honor, Daimajin Trilogy, Years of Lead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Those are 2 sets I almost featured tonight. Yeah.
Does anybody have that Hellraiser box set that Darvin's talking about?
Oh, the Scarlet box.
Yeah.
I didn't ever get that.
I have that one. I haven't watched it.
So he just mentioned that Graveyards of Honor. So Miike got Kenji to take a story. I forget the writer's story. And he did his, mine's downstairs, but he took his version of the movie. Kenji made his version, and then Miike made his version of the movie. So it's 2 movies based on the same story with 2 different directors' twists on it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Both.
Nice.
And, of course, Kenji's more traditional violence, I guess you could say, and Miike's version's a little more extreme.
Okay.
Yeah. One. Do you know which one is the? So there's 100. One of these is 131 minutes. The other one's 94 minutes.
Which one's which? I think Kenji's is 94.
Takashi Miike is the 131 minute.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's 15 minutes of blood probably spilling out of one guy, and then another guy gets his head chopped off, and there's another 15 minutes of blood falling out of it. It's
man,
good. And this is again one of those. This is the non-limited edition, but it's still
still a nice case. Hard box. A Criterion-like title that Arrow released is the Blu-ray of Slaughterhouse 5. The movie is pretty faithful to the novel and just as quirky. Okay, I just wrote down that title. And see, hi there, guys. How you doing? I think we're all doing great. JV 1960 Arrow release would be cool. Yeah, that's the Satyajit Ray film that was released last year, or I think it was a Blu-ray upgrade, maybe of a previous edition. But really enjoyed that film from Satyajit Ray. And Django is amazing. Love that movie. Yeah, I wish I had picked up that limited edition. Franco Nero has a cameo in Django Unchained. Okay, the Tarantino film. Okay.
Yeah, I remember they talked about that one of the special features.
Yeah, when he's in the bar and Jamie Foxx is talking about it, he goes, "My name's Django, the D's silent," and the guy goes, "I know, that's Frank De Niro or Franco Nero, whatever, sitting at the bar with him." Yeah,
I did not realize that. I haven't seen Django Unchained in some years now. I need to go back and watch that.
Yeah. Agreed. Film Collector 2, Grand Silencio. Okay. So I had that written down. El Grande Silencio.
It is just circled. It is phenomenal. Yeah.
Arrow releasing all the 4K box sets with the same artwork as the Blu-ray box sets. Not cool. Oh yeah. Yeah.
They should switch it up.
Not to mention, you'll get people to double.
I can't see your names. I bought. Someone's saying that they can't see our names. I'm not sure how.
Whenever you go to comments, it pulls us back and it drops our names out. So the comment.
I see them now, but okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, Trini. Let's see. I only have Robocop and Invasion of the Body Snatchers on Arrow Blu-ray. Yep. Now I wonder if he's talking about the original or the 78 film. But
I think the release is the 78 film, if I remember correctly, because they've got a 4K of it too as well, I think, don't they?
Yeah, I have the Kino 4K of it.
The Kino has
the Kino's got the 4K. Okay.
And Olive has the original Invasion.
Okay.
Yeah. I was really hoping Kino would. I saw they were doing the 78 film. I was really hoping we'd get the original as well.
Yeah.
I actually enjoy the original the most. Like, I almost no one agrees with that, but I love the original.
It's great.
It would have been nice if they had both films in the same set. That would have been awesome too.
Yeah.
4K. That would have been super.
Yeah.
Well, that's with In the Heat of the Night, which I just picked up. They have 2 other films in that set as well. They have They Call Me Mr. Tibbs, and then one other film, I think. But yeah, I love it when they stack films in there.
Yep. Kubrick Lover 72. I already have a bunch of Arrows, Female Prisoner, Scorpion box set with Mike Kaji are worth owning. Okay.
Yeah.
Female Prisoner, Scorpion box. Okay.
Yeah.
Culture Trini. Hey, Brian, Kubrick Lover.
I was going to say that Female Prisoner, Scorpion. It's a early Japanese kind of like a sexploitation martial arts stuff. It's basically this woman gets thrown in a jail.
Female Scorpion.
She's got to like fight her way out. But
Prisoner Scorpion.
Yeah, there's nudity. The one thing about that set, a lot of the film, I think it's maybe the second, third, and fourth movie was damaged, and they had to save a lot of it. So the quality may not look good, but it's still redone.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're good movies, though. They're very, if you like exploitation style movies, it's very, very, very well done.
Now, someone's saying here, Kubrick Lover, I bought the out of print of Arrow Robocop off of eBay. Okay. Bought and owned some Mike, Darwin Wait. I also have Hellraiser, the Scarlet Box trilogy. Okay.
Nice.
Do you have that, Tim?
I have 1 and 2 separately. I don't have a box set.
I don't know why, but I don't own either one.
I do have a box set of the soundtracks on vinyl. But that's
man. Those are some of the best horror scores.
I got Graveyards and Damagen. My favorite Arrows are American Werewolf in London, 12 Monkeys, and Legend. And went a little crazy buying Arrows. And Mike is like Ferrara's Bad Lieutenant. A friend gave it to me because he didn't like it. King of New York 4K is one of the best. Too, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah,
I've heard great
things
things
about
that.
Like the best, the definitive version to own if you want to watch King of New York.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, let's shift gears again and let's go back to the second and go into the second question here, and we'll sort of move through that a little bit quicker, and then we'll get to our giveaway of this, and then we'll go to a couple more questions and kind of put a nice big red or blue or green bow on this bad boy.
Or pink.
Here.
Or
pink or whatever color of your choice on this bad boy and take us home. But the second question that we have here, let's see, is your favorite Arrow release so far this year. So 2020 has been just a ridiculous year in physical media across all of these labels. So what's your favorite Arrow release of the year so far? So Mr. David. So Phenomena?
So continuing the whole Argento wave that seems to be coming through Arrow, this is the 4K set for Phenomena. Okay. And I'm being a total cheater right now because I actually haven't seen Phenomena yet. But I was looking at releases I've picked up this year, and I love that they're continuing the wave of Argento. So Phenomena, I think, is the one that jumped out to me.
Yeah, and they have two different versions of that, right? So there's another label that
Synapse,
Synapse,
yeah. So there's the Synapse film release, and as far as I know, with all of the Argentos, so we have Deep Red, Cat o' Nine Tails, Bird of Crystal and Plumage, and then Phenomena. I think they all had dual Arrow releases, so they had the original art version, and then they have these versions that have this kind of more uniform artwork, and these are the editions that I went with.
Cool.
Yeah, I was really torn on that because I wanted the Synapse because of the artwork, but I wanted that one because it matched all the other Argentos that I have. Yeah. But then at the end of the day, I'm not a big fan of the movie, so I just didn't end up getting it at all.
So I did a scan through the supplements. They are absolutely 100% identical. The two releases are.
Well, I bought the Synapse Blu-ray like 6 months before they announced that, so I guess I'm good with that for now. But if they announce Tenebrae, which I'm hoping that they do, I'll absolutely jump on that. That's probably my second favorite Argento.
Nice.
All right. So Ken, what's your favorite release of the year so far for Arrow?
I'm gonna go with some more.
The one that's at the top of the heap.
Italian cinema. I picked this one because look, I love American Werewolf in London and RoboCop, but I just, I feel like I've just talked about them. This is an under the radar, I guess, pick, but this one came out in January. I really loved it, and it's a shock. The artwork is freaking awesome. I love the artwork on it. But this is a film by Mario Bava, which I don't know a whole lot about his filmography, but this was his last film, so I jumped in at the tail end of his career. But yeah, it's got Dario Nicolodi in it, who was also in Deep Red. I love her as an actress, and she recently passed away, but she's great in this movie. And yeah, it's not really what you would expect. It's not like a giallo film like Deep Red or some of the other Argento films. It's more of like a haunted house kind of thriller that is kind of left a little ambiguous at the end as to what it was really about. So there's a lot of questions that go unanswered, but it's a really good movie. I enjoy this one.
Cool. Shock.
So Shock.
Okay.
Cool.
Awesome.
But yeah, and he also, Mario Bava directed this one. It's kind of like the passing of the torch. He directed this with his son, and it was his last movie.
Oh, it's interesting.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Mr. Ryan, what's your favorite Arrow of the year so far in 2022?
I'm muted. See?
Yeah.
I screwed it up. I've actually only bought one thing so far this year, and I haven't gotten it yet. It just came out, I believe, last week, and that is To Sleep as to Dream. And it's a Kaizo Hayashi movie. Basically, it's I'll just read the synopsis real quick. An aging silent film actress hires a private eye and his wacky but helpful assistant to track down her missing daughter, Bellflower. The two follow a succession of bizarre, obscure clues until they track down the location of the kidnappers and the daughter. So I have liked that they've been putting out like One Armed Boxer, a Diagram Pole Fighter, Come Drink With Me, King Hugh is awesome. But I already have those copies or those titles in other forms, and I'm not a double dipper. If I didn't have them, I'd pick them up. But yeah, I'm still waiting on my copy to come in of To Sleep So As to Dream, or I would show it, but I don't have it.
Okay. To Sleep
I got it. I
bought mine off.
You got it, Ken?
Discount or somewhere.
It's back there somewhere. I haven't watched it.
It
looks pretty good.
Definitely interested in that one. Yeah, good pick.
Yeah, somebody just said to sleep is to dream. If Lynch directed a Japanese film is what that movie is like. So
sounds interesting.
So what's your favorite so far, Tim, of the year?
So it feels generic saying Robocop, but so I just did a stream about why I love 1987. 1987 is such an underlooked year. It is freaking stacked with classics. And this is one of them that came out in 87. Mm-hmm. This is a fantastic flick. Paul Verhoeven has some great flicks, and this is one of them. I guess I never realized until I rewatched this and thought about it. He has such a unique style where he'll throw in commercials and news footage throughout the movie to really help sell you on the setting of the movie. He's excellent at that. Does it great in Total Recall and Starship Troopers. But yeah, great movie. And if this was like a week later, I think my choice might have been different. But right now, it would be RoboCop.
Yeah, I absolutely love that release. Of course, I did a review of it, and I was just blown away by it because you have a steelbook.
He's got RoboCop.
Well, so I've got this is the Blu-ray steelbook. I love steelbooks. I've got close to 500 or whatever. So we were talking backstage about this too. I have a hard time upgrading to 4K because this already looks fantastic.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of maybe just waiting for the regular release, the regular Amaray, and just sticking them in here because this has got both the director's and the theatrical cut. Man, I don't know how to work my camera, do I? Yeah, there we go. So, but I mean, the only thing that's difference between this steelbook and the 4K steelbook is the logo has changed. It's not Blu-ray; it just says 4K. Otherwise, it's exactly the same. So I didn't want to purchase the same steelbook. And the 4K, it's negligible if you have a good setup between Blu-ray and the 4K, just because of the way they scan these. So I was excited for it. I still may pick up just the standard release once it comes out.
And Ryan, not to get off in a tangent and go off too much, but you know how you said that the spine only shows Blu-ray and instead of being 4K? I have 4K titles that came out on Steelbook that have a damn Blu-ray logo.
Oh, no.
So it shouldn't even matter because the studios can't even get it correct.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I have no problem buying just the 4K and throwing it in here. So
I was just happy that I never bought that RoboCop release from Arrow Video because I was like, I have the regular Blu-ray, and at the time I just didn't want to spend the money on it. So this was the first time owned for that big box set. So and for the record, RoboCop probably is my favorite Arrow of the year. I just wanted to pull something different. And I think Shock is really underrated. I think it was really awesome.
That RoboCop release, though, like Arrow should totally grab Starship Troopers.
Oh God, that would be amazing.
Work on some of the Paul.
And that's the thing. Like you could totally see it. Like I'm saying, like they could grab anything, and you wouldn't really be surprised by it. Just picturing that artwork for Starship Troopers, Jesus, man.
And that would be good too because they could throw in the Traeger of Mars and the other two movies just as bonuses, like on a second and third disc or something like that. Just make them Blu-ray and then give us a 4K Starship Troopers. That'd be nice.
Mm-hmm.
So James, I want to throw you a curveball here. Okay.
Okay.
So I don't think a lot of people, including myself, I had no idea that these were even produced. So a hope and a wish I think that the community has had for a while. Now Second Sight's picked up the rights to this film, but here we have The Hitcher. Ooh. So this is actually just a book. So they sell. So there's Arrow books, and I don't think these are selling very well for them because you can actually, the ones that are still in print, you can pick up off their site, especially during the Easter sale for like £5. But this is a book of essays from Alexandra Heller Nicholas, who is really a mainstay in supplements from boutique label stuff. But yeah, we have just a book. So it's like a book that you'd get with a limited edition box set. But it's just the standalone book, obviously no film or anything like that. So I've got this. I've got one. Sorry, I'm looking over here. I've got several of them. I'll just say that for now. But The Hitcher, which again was picked up by Second Sight. We're getting a 4K release. It's supposed to be coming out this year. But yeah, you should poke around on the site and take a look at the Arrow books. Anybody that's interested in just strictly the essays.
Cool.
Second Sight's going to be putting a hurting on my wallet this year.
Well,
for sure.
Not only do we have
I'm just now getting into them, and they're crazy.
We have Drive. We have the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah.
It's like
I've got The Witch and Drive pre-ordered already, so I don't have to worry about that anymore.
None of that matters. Second Sight gave us Super Mario Brothers on Blu-ray. That's all that matters.
Wow, really? I didn't even know that. I didn't know that.
When does that Drive come out? 4K? Because I want to get that for Second Sight.
May
30th.
Next month. Okay.
Yeah, May 30th. I pre-ordered it as well. There's actually a company. I know there's a few of them, but Orbit DVD is who I order almost everything through, and so I usually get my stuff through them. But I am so excited for this Drive release that I just pre-ordered directly on Second Sight, paid the extra for it.
They're super fast on shipping, by the way.
Oh, they'll
get it to you before it comes out, because when I ordered that guest release, like it came almost a week early, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, the guest, wasn't that just phenomenal?
That was in my top 5 of last year, I would say.
Oh, the Babadook as well.
Yeah, I got that one too.
So speaking of the guest, by the way, just because it was brought up, Adam Wingard actually created a soundtrack to The Guest 2, which doesn't exist. It's basically a soundtrack to if the movie happened, this would be it. And he says if you look at the artwork, follow the lyrics, look at the song titles, you can kind of piece together what the movie might be.
Oh,
it only came out. It came out on April 1st, actually.
So, can he just give you the movie though too?
Yeah.
But it's a good listen though. If you like the Guest soundtrack, like definitely check out the soundtrack.
The Guest, man, this should be like a franchise. This should be like John Wick. Like they should be like 4 in right now.
Anybody who has not seen The Guest needs to just leave the stream and go watch it right now. It's phenomenal. I love the 80s synth and the neon lights.
I can't tell you how much I love synth music.
It's hard to pin down just what that movie is. Like it has the horror vibes and feels, but it's also feels like the Terminator, and it's also just like action movie.
I'm a huge fan of movies that throw multiple genres in a blender. I like when there's like a sudden jolt of tonal shift, like from dusk till dawn, like complete jolt, and you're in a completely different type of movie.
It's like a coming of age movie because he's like mentoring that boy in the movie. I don't know. It's a lot of different things.
Wow.
Well, and it's got the actress from, of course, It Follows.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah. She was in a couple great movies, The Guest and It Follows, and then she did Independence Day Resurgence, and it's career in the toilet.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Great films.
Well, all right. So we are making our way through here, and we're about to move to the next phase here, which is for those who are still on the stream here, we're going to do this giveaway for this Robocop. Now, I did a giveaway for the apartment the other week, and that was through like a drawing through Instagram. But this is going to be a sort of a live giveaway. So this is, of course, the Robocop 4K limited edition from Arrow. That I just love this edition. It's my probably my favorite release of the year so far, perhaps, at least until Double Indemnity from Criterion comes out next month. So that's like my number one anticipated title so far. But Robocop is amazing. So we're doing a giveaway for that right now. And the way it's going to work is for those of you who are on the stream, you have the opportunity to answer a trivia question. I'm going to pop up on the screen in just a moment. Now, you'll put your answer into the comments, into the chat here. And it's a 2-part question. So I'm going to play a little bit of music here because, I love music. It's so soothing and comforting. So I'm going to play a little bit of music, and then I'm going to put a question up there. So I'm going to play a little daydreaming music here. And then I'm going to put up this question. And the first person that answers this 2-part question correctly in the chat will get that copy of Robocop. And so you'll send me a message, or I'll reach out to you on Instagram. We'll exchange information, and I'll get the information of where you want me to send your copy of Robocop. So, ready, set. This is a two-part question. I'm going to pop it up now, and the first person on this stream to answer it will win this copy. So, here we go. And I'll read it. Robocop co-stars Peter Weller and Nancy Allen share something in common. They have the same birthday. Put their birthday, month and date only, and the city Nancy Allen was born in the chat. So the first person to put that in the chat, the correct answer, will get an awesome Arrow 4K limited edition. I kind of dig that
music
song.
choice.
Yeah.
Go StreamYard.
It's got me hyped. Is that StreamYard music?
It is. Yeah.
I need to try some of the StreamYard music.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was
There's
something
like
like
what?
that.
Yeah, there's like 15 free songs you can play or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a winner already. Okay. Looks like we have a winner. Okay.
Top
So,
Google search right now. Nancy
the
Weller,
answer
Peter Weller's
is-
birthday.
The answer is June 24th in New York City. So both Peter Weller and Nancy Allen were both born on June 24th. Peter Weller was born on June 24th, 1947, and Nancy Allen was born June 24th, 1950. Nancy Allen was born in the Bronx, New York City. So let me turn off this lovely music, as comforting as it is. I'm going to turn it off. And that is the answer. And then we're going to go back to the chat here to see who answered that first. So it appears that we have a winner. And that winner, I believe, is...
Yep.
100.
The ultimate fan.
Congrats,
It is.
100.
So now you did put the year in there, but I'm going to go ahead and give you credit here because you did say June 24th and the Bronx, New York City. So 100, you win this copy of Robocop. So reach out to me on my Instagram at 20th and 21st. Send me a message there on Instagram at 20th and 21st, and we'll exchange notes, and I'll get the information from you and drop it into the mail, U.S. Postal Service, and you will get it hopefully very soon, depending on where you live. But congratulations. Hopefully you will enjoy this edition. This is an amazing edition. I didn't think much of this film before I saw it for the first time with this edition, and I was just blown away. But I was just totally amazed at how good this movie is. I just thought it was some cheesy B movie.
Telling you, James,
really
a year
surprised.
from now, you're going to be like, Criterion, what? My shells are filled with arrows.
Yeah, I mean, I found a new first love here with physical media here.
Now that the giveaway's done, by the way, killer giveaway, man. That's an excellent thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So that was a first watch for you, James?
Of RoboCop?
Yeah.
Yeah, first time I've seen it all the way through. I mean, I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I've never actually sat down and watched this film until when I watched it last week. So,
they go down. RoboCop 2 is still kind of fun. RoboCop 3 is
Yeah, it is one of those situations where you probably thought it just a little bit more cheesy and generic, but when you actually watch it, you're like, oh, there's some depth here.
Oh yeah, a lot of
but
depth.
I mean, I grew up watching RoboCop, but I watched them all together when I was a kid and didn't really know the difference between them. I just remember watching them on TV.
I remember us renting it, and then the first time I watched it, in the beginning when he gets shot at, I was like, I don't think I should be watching this. I think I'm too young.
I watched them all on TV, and they cut all that stuff out, so I don't remember that stuff from the first one. And I think the next two are PG-13, aren't they? Aren't 2 and 3 PG-13?
So.
Okay.
I really like how they deal with the human element.
So it wasn't until I watched it on DVD, like when I was a teenager, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is like I do not remember this type of RoboCop being this violent."
Back in the SNES and Genesis days, did you guys play? There was actually a game, RoboCop versus Terminator.
Yeah.
Oh,
no, I didn't play that one, but I remember playing a RoboCop game.
Yeah.
Cool. But yeah, congrats to 100. For that. Send me a note on Instagram at 20th and 21st, and we'll get you. I'll actually put that in the chat just in case.
It actually looks like he does not have an Instagram. He wants to know if he can email you.
Okay. Yes, you may. So I'll just say my email.
What year did RoboCop come out?
87.
87.
87. Okay, yeah. So I probably would have seen it in 88. So I would have been 9 years old when I watched it for the first time. I remember renting it, and I adamantly remember I was like, I should not be watching this.
Look up the stuff that came out in 87. It's mind-blowing how many classics came out in 87.
Yeah, it is an incredible year.
I don't know what I would have thought of that scene at age 9. That first scene gets your attention real quick.
Yes. That, and then when the dude gets hit with the toxic material,
gets
hit by the car, I was like, "Oh my god!"
Gosh, that scene was crazy.
Yeah, so
those big robots always scared me as a kid. Like the big one that he has in the meeting, and he shoots him up. Just seeing them like walking, like with the stop motion.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's jump into this next question here. And actually, what I'll do in the interest of time is we'll just sort of blend it all together. So I got 2 more questions. Okay. We'll just blend it all together. And the questions are the Arrow titles you are most looking forward to for the rest of 2022. So I'm going to do a quick share here. I'm going to do a screen share. So buckle up because I'm going to try something here, and I'm hoping that it works.
James is trying something again.
We'll see
you
if
just
this
muted
works.
Tim.
No, that
All right. So, are y'all able to see my screen?
It's like Inception.
There's a bunch of us.
Yeah.
How about that? Is that?
Yeah.
Oh, I have my iPad here. This is not looking great. How about that? Are you able to see that?
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
I gotta be honest. I'm thinking about double dipping on that Candy Man. I'm gonna get it both Scream and Arrow.
These are the May releases. These are the May releases here. So we're talking about Arrow titles that you're most looking forward to the rest of 2022, and then 3 Arrow titles you would recommend to a newbie. So
all over Wild Things.
Yeah.
Wild Things. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. I saw that one when it first came out, and I'm looking forward to picking that one up. I love this presentation here. Everything that's included.
I am
one-arm boxer.
I'm highly curious on that one on the top left. I saw that on Ken's physical media report. I know nothing about it, but the cover is wild.
Yeah.
Girls' Night Out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some kind of schlocky B horror movie from the 80s.
It's like a Furby attack.
You gotta watch it with them, with those movies. That's like Vinegar. That's like a title Vinegar Syndrome will put out. Everybody will lose their mind. Oh my God, Girls' Night Out.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm looking forward to the announcement for Shawscope Volume 2. That's what has my attention.
Yeah. So that's the May releases, and then I'll show the June. Let's see, where's June? Yeah, June 2022. Put that up there.
Edge of Sanity has my interest in this month.
It's cool
just because it's Norman Bates, and I haven't really seen Anthony Perkins in anything else other than the Psycho movies.
Yep.
So I'm curious to check that one out.
That True Romance,
and also True Romance because I never bought it. Yeah, I never bought it in 4K here, so I'm definitely will buy it.
Now, do y'all plan to get the Steelbook or there's these different versions?
I just got the limited edition box set pre-ordered.
I love Arrow, but I'm not a huge fan of their Steelbooks generally. I don't think they have the most creative designs on them. It's usually just the poster that's in Steelbook form.
The box sets are much better.
Yeah, I've got the limited edition steelbook pre-ordered just because I like steelbooks. So
I feel like with the true romance one is different. Like that actually looks pretty cool. Like, but they don't do artwork like that on all their steelbooks.
And I really shouldn't, because I'm breaking my double dip rule, because I already have the original Zavi limited edition release of True Romance Steelbook, but this, I really, really, really like this release.
Yeah, the only time
this is the one I pre-ordered right here, the limited edition one.
Yep, that's the way to go. The only time that I ever double dip is if there's a decent amount of supplements that are different. Yeah. Other than that, I'm not a double dipper either.
I am.
Yeah,
and a triple dipper and
triple dipper. I gotta be honest though, I'm getting more and more disappointed with it. It feels like every single month where they announce stuff, it's like half of them are UK only, and it's like I'll import it if I really want it, but I'm just not a big importer. Do you have any insight, film collector, on why they do this? Why don't they just make it available for everybody all at once?
Yeah, it's I mean it comes down to just licensing. I know there's specifics in these licenses in terms of what territories they can.
Because people are upset they just bought True Romance on 4K and now it's getting a US release and they just imported it and spend the extra money to do it.
Yeah, well, and that's where, like, Ken, I don't know if you've looked at like Diabolic DVD or Orbit DVD. That's why I go to these guys. They saved me the international shipping. They pack their stuff extremely well, and so it's a good trade-off. But yeah, it really just has to do with the restrictions on the license that they receive.
Yeah. Because I really wanted that Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer, and I still might get it because I think it's available on Diabolic, like April 30th or something. But it's still. Yeah, who did you order that through?
Orbit DVD.
So they already have it available?
Yeah,
I guess.
This is the 4K set.
Portrait of a Serial Killer.
Yeah, okay. I didn't see where Orbit had it. I guess I have to look into that because I did want to get it.
Yeah. So yeah, Orbit's great. Their staff is just phenomenal. That's just a good way to go if you import a lot of titles, because I can't tell you how much money I've spent on import fees and shipping, whatever. So these guys are, Orbit DVD and Diabolic are kind of the two big players that I've seen that do that type of thing really well.
Cool.
There's also Grindhouse Video, I think, is the other one.
They're in Tampa, Florida, I think those guys are. They're another one. Yeah, you're right, Ryan.
Yeah, I Orbit's the one. I've used them once and I was thoroughly impressed with them.
They're absolutely amazing. Their staff is so nice, and they actually do a live, whatever they call it on Instagram, live stream on Instagram, and they'll announce the titles that they're bringing in that week that they're getting shipped in. And I honestly put in an order with Orbit probably once a week.
I don't remember if I ordered Drop Dead Fred from them or not, but they took a while to get that to me, so I was a little disappointed.
They've also got on their website a great selection of used movies, and they're very, very good about detailing if there's anything wrong with them and all that stuff, and they're very, very good on their prices.
Well, yeah, they don't gouge you. They're not eBay scalpers, these guys.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, so and that's Orbit Video, you said?
Orbit DVD.
Yeah. Orbit DVD?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you go to just orbitdvd.com, they actually, their online store was actually born during the pandemic so that they could stay afloat. And so they caught on with the community, with our community, and so now they've kept a permanent online presence. And I'm telling you, they get everything that I'm after. These guys get in, even Kino Lorber. Like I just got In the Heat of the Night, and some of the other 4K. Like I buy all through them because they ship fast, they pack extremely well, and they're you like supporting the the little guys.
Okay.
I need to look more into them.
Cool. Yeah. All right. Somebody comes up to you on the street. They stop you dead in your tracks and they ask you, "What are 2 or 3 Arrow Arrow titles that I should pick up as a new collector, what do you tell them? Who wants to jump in?
I can jump in. 12 Monkeys.
I'm brand new. I don't have any. What should I get?
This is getting a 4K coming up.
12 Monkeys.
So I would say pick up the 4K, but since I don't have that in hand yet, this is a great movie. And if you like sci-fi and you like this film, this is a good companion. There's this Legette. This is basically I guess it's not an official prequel, but this is highly inspired, excuse me. Hate being sick. But anyways, this is just still pictures in black and white with narration. And this story is basically what this becomes, just in a longer form. Excellent movie.
Yep.
The Stuff, which
nice.
Cheesy B-movie fun at its best. If you liked The Blob, The Stuff is an awesome movie to watch. It is really
I just
good.
watched it last year. I loved it.
Yeah. And Dead End Drive-In, I recommend this one pretty often. It has it's basically a drive-in that when delinquents go in, it closes up and then they're stuck in there. It has very Mad Max and Escape from New York type vibes. It's an Australian movie. Really cool.
Cool.
So that's what I got.
Cool. Those are nice.
So I have a recent. This was a new discovery for me last year, and I was blown away by how much I loved this movie. It was one of my top probably 5 releases of last year, and that is Over the Edge. So this is a teen rebellion movie, and I can't remember what year this came out. I think this is actually a 1970s film. Anyways, yeah, it's a teen rebellion movie. It's actually based off of a true story, and yeah, well worth picking up. Just jam packed with features here. And I might get hate for this one. I don't know how many people there are out there that love this film. I've seen this a couple of times now, and it's growing on me really, really quick. And that is Phantom of the Mall, Eric's Revenge. This is a great. So I grew up in the 80s and 90s, and mall culture was just such a huge part of growing up during those decades. And
yes,
and Phantom of the Mall is just a great kind of love note to mall culture. But it's a horror movie that's loosely based on Phantom of the Opera. I'll say that, but it's just an absolute ton of fun. And this one is new enough that right now you can still on Arrow's not the US site but the UK site, you can actually still get the limited box set. But I know they're coming out heavy now with the standard edition, so I think there's just some remaining copies left of this one. Yeah, a lot of fun. As cheesy as it gets, almost on that one.
And it's got Pauly Shore in it.
It's got
very young Pauly Shore.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you know if that was that like a first screen appearance for? Because I was like, that's got to be.
It has to be one of them. I mean, I know he grew like his mom owns the comedy store and stuff in LA, so I know he grew up in like the comedy scene. But it might have been his first movie.
It's I don't know. It's one of those. I understand it's insanely cheesy, but it's so much fun, and just again kind of that mall culture 80s vibe.
No, I really loved it when I watched it last year.
It's got all of that. So,
but it's not a good movie.
No,
so you might not want to write that one down, James. It's not good, but I enjoy watching it.
It's nostalgic, is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nostalgic for sure, but if you like that schlocky B horror movie cheesy stuff, it'll be up your alley. But it is not a good movie.
But damn, man, like I couldn't that package.
Nostalgic, but not a good movie.
Yeah, but it'll have you laughing out loud a few times, I promise.
Okay.
And the soundtrack kicked ass too. I love that Phantom of the Mall song.
Yeah,
it's just the Phantom of the Mall.
Mr. Ryan, you got a couple of recos for newbies?
This first one I wouldn't actually recommend for new people, but if you're into horror and you haven't got into J horror, I know a couple people have said it in the chat already. Takashi Miike's Audition. It's horror, so if you're into horror, I'd watch it. But that's not really one of my recommendations for newbies.
Yeah, that's a dark one.
Yeah, my first one is Versus, which is basically these Yakuza goons take these people out to this forest to get rid of them, and they come back as zombies. So you got like Asian ninja martial arts zombie movie, and it's pretty fun. There's actually 2 different cuts in this one, and they're kind of different, but I really enjoyed it. It was fun. It was different, but Versus. My next one, we're going actually back to Kenji, which I'm not going to say his last name because Kenji Fukasaku. There we go. This has a really, really nice 4K box set that came out last year, but Battle Royale. This also is messed up. It is kids trapped on an island. They're high school kids, and they fight to the death. But if it wasn't for this movie, we wouldn't have the Hunger Games, Squid Games, all sorts of movies afterwards.
That's the reason. That's the reason why I'm not a Hunger Games fan. Why I didn't love the first movie, because I watched that back when it came out. I love it.
But Battle Royale, I highly recommend it. I mean, it's kids killing each other, but it's done very well. But my last movie, I'm actually going to get out of Asia for. I showed this on Tim's The Covers That Sold Me, and this movie really blew me away. And it is Dave Made a Maze. And I cannot praise this movie enough. It's basically Dave is an artist. He's kind of just trapped in this lull where he's not getting work or anything. And his girlfriend leaves the apartment to go do errands or whatever. And he's got all this cardboard, so he decides to make a maze. And his girlfriend comes back. She's like, "Get out of the damn maze, Dave. Like, really?" And he's like, "I can't. I'm lost." And so she gathers all these friends together. They go in the maze, and it's this huge labyrinth full of traps and mazes and a man-eating cardboard minotaur. And they turn into puppets at one time going through this one section. It was really just a great watch, and it was fun and completely different from anything I've really ever seen. But Dave Made a Maze. Highly recommend that. And it's usually cheap. On their sales like this, usually you can get it for like $7.99, $9.99. So it's fairly well priced as well.
I've never seen that before.
I've actually been meaning to. That's been on my view for some time, and I haven't seen it yet. I'm glad you recommended that.
Yeah, that's the same thing happened to me. I'd seen it. I watched the trailer. I was like, okay, that's interesting, but it wasn't on sale at the time. And then I think I caught it last year for $7.99. They had like a big clearance sale or something like that, and I picked it up, and I'm thoroughly impressed. I watched it as soon as I got it.
Nice,
cool. Ken, now did we? I'm losing track. Did you cover yours, Ken?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. I got a different angle here. So if I'm going to recommend Arrow to people, I'm going to try to pull on their nostalgic heartstrings a little bit, and I'm going to recommend movies that they've probably seen before, and may want to own in some awesome additions. For. So I'm going to recommend Weird Science.
Oh yes.
Science.
This is my this would honestly be probably in my 3 favorite Arrow releases, but I wanted to save it for this. But I love this edition. I love this movie. This is my favorite John Hughes movie. I don't have any shame in saying that. I know Breakfast Club is probably technically a better movie, but both came out in the same year, the year I was born. I've watched this movie so many times.
That's not a limited edition, is it? Is it?
Just
a regular edition.
It's just the Blu-ray.
Okay.
It has this. This one actually came out with a steelbook too, with this cover on it.
Okay. I want to get that.
Yeah, it's got great special features. It's a 4K scan. Like, it just looks amazing. And yeah, Kelly LeBrock looks as amazing as you would think she would in 4K. Absolutely. But yeah, Weird Science I love the movie. I love Weird Science. And then I got to go Creep Show 2. That's why I wore the Creep Show shirt. I love Creep Show 2. I actually watched this movie before I watched Creep Show. I grew up on Creep Show 2. Didn't watch Creep Show until probably about 5 years ago. I think that this one was just available at the video store. Maybe the other one wasn't. But I remember watching this so many times. The black tar or goo in the lake is like one of my favorite horror sequences. ever of all time. So this is one of my first Arrows. I regretfully I didn't get that big box set, and I only got this because I was late to the party on it. But yeah, I first discovered Arrow through Creepshow 2 and I think House. But I love Creepshow 2. It still holds up. Still holds up. And then I'm going to go with a recent watch. Again, another 80s movie. All these are from the 80s. But I got The Last Starfighter. And nice. I thought this looked incredible with this 4K movie scan. It looked amazing. And yeah, it was a really fun movie that I'd never seen from 1984. And I really enjoyed this one. So great features on this one as well. And yeah, you could kind of tell they were trying to be, like Star Wars and really try to launch a franchise that didn't really work out for them. But it's still a good movie, and it's directed by Michael Myers. So there you go, Nick Castle.
That movie there, that was one I rented as well. And the scene where the brother pulls back the covers and his cyborg brother is there and he starts melting. I'm like,
that's some horror stuff right there.
Yeah, should not be watching this.
That was good.
Ryan, I was just going to bring up that scene because growing up, we had a copy of that on VHS, and I remember my brother and I watching it and always just kind of like turning our heads when we knew that was coming.
Because you don't expect it because there's no horror really through the whole movie, and all of a sudden you see the scene where this guy's melting. You're like, what is going on? It's a very shocking scene.
It's a great movie. Thanks for tugging on the heartstrings there, Ken.
And I'm gonna throw this up because I got it over here and I haven't shown it yet. But My Stepmother's an Alien. They came out with this one last December. That's another 80s classic. Dan Aykroyd, Kim Basinger, got Allison Hannigan in it. So I still haven't watched it, but
I was shocked we made it through the whole stream and no one pulled this.
I never got that. I don't know why. I never got it.
Yeah,
it's a good release.
I still need to get it.
Oh man, there's a lot that I probably should have pulled that I didn't.
Oh man, yeah. Let's take a look at some of these comments here. Let's see, we got a ton of comments. Let's see here. Let's roll through them real quickly here. See, Sweet 100. Congratulations again to you. Definitely send me that email. Choopy, congrats. Of course, yes, I sent my email, Choopy. Hello, coming over from Heat Street. Okay. Congratulations, 100. Yes, indeed. Will we ever get a Patreon? Well, who knows? Maybe, we shall see.
Hey, James, I wanted to pay for you, man. Start it up.
I may have to think about that. Let's see. Nice giveaway. Thank you, Kubrick Lover 1972. I'll buy that for $1. I love that line in the movie.
Yeah.
Robocop is a classic movie from the 80s. Yes, it is. Yep. Dead or Alive, you're coming with me. Yep. Yes. I'm really excited.
How good is that score in that movie too?
Yeah.
I've been listening to it.
I was like humming the score as it was going, and my wife was looking over at me, and my friends are looking. They're like, "Shut up!" Like,
I know you got a great vinyl release of that one, Tim.
No, it's not there's a past vinyl, but there's an upcoming release, and I have it pre-ordered.
Well, James, if that's your PayPal email address as well, people can just start sending you money.
Oh, yeah. I love that idea. Congrats, 100. Yes, indeed. You have 20 seconds to comply. Oh, that scene in the boardroom. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, the guy is panicking. He's all screwed, basically.
Yeah.
And they even say, call a paramedic. Okay, like what are they gonna do?
Did you see you said you watched the director's cut, but like it goes on for way longer in the director's cut than it does the theatrical cut. That was like the difference.
And they even include the TV version, which is interesting to see the TV version, and you see what they cut out, and
that whole 20 seconds to comply thing though sets up perfectly for the end of the movie with "you're fired," and it's like thank you. Because same thing, RoboCop couldn't touch anyone on the board.
Yep. Thanks so much. What a great giveaway and awesome chat with everybody. Yes, thank you, 100. Last Emperor came out in 87, a film I also love. That horror dude, some good titles for a month. Let's see. Unfortunately, Henry needs a replacement disc, by the way. It has a scene that is randomly placed in the film twice. Yeah.
What?
Interesting. That happens, I guess.
Yeah, I actually heard that there might be a disc replay. Who said? I heard that from someone today.
You guys throw out that statement that Arrow doesn't ever mess anything up.
Yeah.
It's honestly, it's getting to be ridiculous though. Like, it's happening way too often with too many labels, too many movies. I'm getting kind of sick of replacement programs.
Yep.
Yeah. Jeff from Films at Home had a really good idea that they should, identify some people in the community that they can send discs to review, to sort of, catch some of this stuff before they, release it widespread.
Well, yeah, if you're sending it off to the place to basically print off all these discs, why is no one checking it before you send that final master to make all the discs? It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Oh man, James, we couldn't go a whole stream without Sallow being brought up.
Yes, family-friendly movie. Show it to your young kids. Just perfect movie. Right along Encanto. Also show them Salo. So
there's some hot choices coming up here in a second.
Antichrist is also a splendid choice. Okay, yes, I agree. Fassbender is good, but I wouldn't buy the UK ones. I have some Fassbender on Criterion. Yes. Yikes, Darvin. Yes. That's right, Mel. Arrow can at least say they are looking at a US release later so we can wait.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
My Killer Podcast, I heard the kids love Audition.
Oh my God.
Very wholesome and pure. Yes, of course. Orbit DVD is the best. So another endorsement for Orbit DVD. I have them written down. That's good to know. All the 8-year-olds love Martyrs.
and James, the other thing, because you're over in Atlanta, they're actually in Asheville, North Carolina.
Okay.
So they're pretty close by.
Yeah, and their websites. Yeah, their website's really nice too, because they have domestic, like a drop down that has all the domestic labels, and then they have all their import labels in a separate drop down, and they're all categories by, 88 films, Eureka, Indicator, whatever. And the same thing with America. And then they actually have a drop down of used movies, rare and out of print stuff. So their website's very, very friendly, user friendly.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll have to check it out. See, Mel says, oh, geez, how could we forget that precious little gem? Robocop, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, Mall Rats, The Stuff, Chud. Yes, The Stuff.
Chud.
I've seen Dead End Drive-In. Okay. Yo, mates, you guys talk about Dead or Alive trilogy?
So that's a Takashi Miike thing, and it's outrageous. The first 6 minutes of the first one is basically there's sex, drugs, there's a woman getting raped by a dog. It's out there. Yeah,
you never know what you're gonna get with Arrow.
All right. No. But, I'm gonna go back to Criterion. I'll see y'all later.
But that's
no
just
dog raping in Criterion.
He's one of those shock directors, and it's okay. There's a lot of shock stuff in there, but it's another Yakuza story is basically all it is. At one point, I think they get wings and have machine guns, but I think that was in the third one. It's a little weird.
Man, The Stuff kicks butt. Yes. Female Prisoner, Scorpion, and Dark Water for Arrow recommendations. I'd also recommend Audition, which I've watched on Shudder, but not my actual copy, but really good film. Yes, Audition. Okay, The Stuff is really good. So a lot of love for The Stuff and Audition. Hunter says Audition's a great film.
I just have a DVD of Audition, and I haven't brought myself to watch it yet.
It's done really well. It's a really good movie, but if you go into it and you don't know what you're expecting, it is a very shock to the system. But that was my very first movie I ever watched of Takashi Miike's, and I fell in love with him just because of the shock of it. And I started watching a lot of his other stuff. But if you're not prepared for it, it really can be disturbing.
Yeah, cool. Haven't seen Weird Science since the 80s. It's been a while for me as well. Weird Science is fantastic, and that slip is nice and a great Arrow release. I like the oil slick thing in the lake and Creepshow too. Okay.
It's a great one.
A few horror I enjoy from Arrow Slugs pieces. Blood Rage Basket Case. Trinity Basket Case is so funny.
Yeah.
Convicted Cinephile. Good night, fellas. Couldn't watch tonight, but we'll watch the replay tomorrow for sure. Thanks, Convicted Cinephile. Sounds great. Texas Ranger fanatics. Have you seen the Sgt. Pepper's movie starring Peter Frampton and the Bee Gees? I have not.
No.
I've not seen that. Yes, Brian, I love it. So, an endorsement from Culture Trini. Janet would love to see The Fall with Lee Pace in 4K. That movie was made for the format. I'm pretty sure I saw Blood and Pieces Rage on Joe Bob's show on Shudder. Okay. Have you guys seen Houseu? Yes.
Yeah.
If we're talking about the same house that Criterion released as well,
Yeah.
The same movie. Yes, I've seen it.
Yeah,
I've
Arrow
just seen
it's
just out there crazy.
Yeah, Arrow doesn't have a release of it. I think Eureka has it, and their version is called Hasu, which they may have a reverse one that says House, but yeah, it's the same one. That was a first watch for you this year too, wasn't it? First time watch, James?
No, I got the Criterion several years ago, and
okay.
I watched it a few years ago, but I need to revisit it.
That's the same boat I'm in. I saw it for the first time it was about 3 years ago for me as well.
No, Arrow has House, and they have House 2. The story continues. They got House 3 and House 4.
Can we schedule a time to meet with the therapist? I can come if you want.
I was in the medical field.
Help, Ryan.
Yeah, so I was in the medical field for 15 years. A therapist can't help me. Trust me.
Oh, okay.
He's already fully desensitized.
Yeah.
Weird Science is a great release, according to Mr. Huck out in LA. Yes.
Yeah.
The movie is meant to be pronounced as House. Okay.
Yeah.
According to the director on a special feature. So that is our last comment there. And I know we're right at around just over 2 hours. And wow, this has been an absolutely, I've just had a blast listening to all of these recommendations. I have a sheet literally full of writing here of titles. I'm going to have to be very judicious as to which choices I go with here, because the wallet and the wife will be talking to me if I go too far on this. But I just love these recommendations. I mean, and just opening a new world, just sort of branching out into new labels. I've of course heard great things about Indicator, Second Sight. So definitely looking forward to just sort of spreading the wings more and getting out into some more of these amazing labels. And hope that everyone has enjoyed these wonderful recommendations from the community, from you guys. Just a endless world of opportunities out there in this great label that we call Arrow. So any other thoughts or hanging chads or ideas out there or recommendations before we put the bow on this bad boy?
Good
Pitch
movie.
Black, Vin Diesel.
I have not bought that. That was their first 4K, wasn't it?
I believe so. First or second. But I think Vin Diesel is not that good of an actor in general. But he's really good in this. This is one of the few roles that he's really good in. So he's got a couple others, but in general, he's a
Knockaround Guys, A Man Apart,
Knockaround Guys,
The Return of Xander Cage.
Knockaround Guys, he's average in.
Yeah. I still haven't gotten around to watching Fast 9 yet. And I haven't picked it up. I haven't picked up the 4K.
I still haven't gotten around to watching Fast 6 yet.
It's one of those titles I just can't bring myself to, for any price, to get, along with the recent Star Wars film from 2 years ago, the Rise of Skywalker. I just can't bring myself to pick that up for some reason. No matter how low the price gets, I just can't. I just can't do it.
And I can't say Dominic Toretto is going to go down as one of the best characters ever. Right? So,
I mean, his performance in the first one is amazing. Come on, because the Buster kept me out of handcuffs. She just run back to the fort. The Buster brought
my
me
life a quarter mile at a time.
Fast and Furious would make a great Arrow video release. The first one. Don't go any further.
First one.
Just the first one. Maybe the second.
My
one.
goodness.
I'll take the second one too.
Tokyo Drift is better than the second. The second one is. Ugh.
I ain't a Tokyo Drift guy.
I like that one.
I'm not I need to watch it again, maybe.
Yeah. But you guys have been absolutely amazing. I do want to give each one of you the opportunity to just, at the end here, promote yourself as we kind of send ourselves out here to Thursday, the sort of the preview of the weekend that we're about to go into. So want to give each person a chance to promote themselves. And again, thank you so much for coming on here, sharing your knowledge, sharing your collections, and sharing your experiences with this amazing title of Arrow Video. So it's definitely opened up my eyes, and I'm looking forward to diving more into this title. Like I said before, with the 3 editions I've gotten so far, and I mean, I've jumped into, American Werewolf in London, Robocop, and going to be watching this Deep Red. So I'm just thoroughly impressed with their limited editions and just cannot wait for more. So I'm planning to do reviews on this channel for the True Romance release, as well as the Wild Things release that come out pretty shortly. So I'm just excited about Arrow and looking forward to, covering more of their titles now that I've finally got around to discovering them. So
I'd say hands down, James, the next one you need to get is Tremors.
Tremors?
Just with the selection of the one that you have, I feel like that one would be right up your alley.
Okay.
You've seen Tremors though, right? Have you seen that one?
It's been a long time, but yes.
Yeah.
Honestly, revisit it.
That 4K is so amazing.
Yeah.
It's a good pick.
And you said Kevin Bacon contributed to the special features of that?
Yeah, he did a whole special feature. Like, you don't get that.
I wonder if they got him on any features of Wild Things. I'll have to take a look at that, but
maybe
because he appears in that.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon's a man.
Yeah, he is the man. 6 degrees separation. So, so Tim, do you want to promote your channel as we begin to round things out and put a big red bow on this Arrow?
I had an awesome time tonight. Hopefully, if everyone isn't already subbed and follows everyone on this panel, you do that. All great guys. I made it through the stream and I don't think, cough or sneeze too much, so that's good.
Yeah, definitely feel better, man. I'm sorry you're sick.
Thanks. And I guess the only thing I have to really promote is this Saturday I'm going to be doing a stream about space movie recommendations. It's a panel of great people. One of them actually has Ryan that's on here. So we're all just going to be talking about movies that involve space in any way. Space is part of the plot, the setting, anything like that. I love space, so I think it'll be a pretty fun stream. That'll be Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Awesome. Space, the final frontier.
Yes.
David, Film Collector Archive.
Yeah. So on YouTube, Film Collector Archive, I have been on hiatus since mid-December. I had major surgery in December, and there was a long recovery period. So I will be back. Film Collector Archive on YouTube. Letterboxd, anybody that's on Letterboxd, I'm on there as FC Archive. And then on Instagram under Film Collector Archive as well. And
awesome.
Catch up with me there. I love interacting with the community.
Cool. Thank you, David. Appreciate your joining as well. Yep. Mr. Ryan.
Of course, that's Ryan with Movies with Ryan, spelled with an O because my mom had to be weird. Follow me on YouTube, Instagram, and Letterboxd, all under that same name. I did do last week's video was my entire Arrow collection, and I actually left one out. The Villainous, also a great movie. Would recommend it. But put out a video every Wednesday. Tomorrow I've actually got a 21 Questions with Johnny's Boutique podcast. And then, of course, the stream with Tim Saturday at 9 p.m. on his channel. We're going to talk about space. And I think Tim's got me hooked for something later this month as well. So, James, appreciate it. Love your content. I love this idea for this. I love talking about Arrow. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. And thank you for joining, Ryan. Definitely appreciate it. Really enjoyed it. And I enjoy your channel as well as all these dudes' channels. I mean, if you are not familiar with these channels, definitely go to the links in the description of this video and check them out. Subscribe to their channels. Awesome content. Love all these guys. Mr. Mid-Level Media and Married with Media, Mr. Kentucky, Mr. Battle, Mr. Ken.
Yeah, first off, James, thank you so much for inviting me here tonight. I love Arrow Video. I love talking about them, and I'm humbled to be on this panel with all of these great guests that have such a deep intellectual film knowledge, far deeper than mine. All I could contribute is just making stupid jokes, talking about Kelly LeBrock in 4K, which is amazing. But I appreciate you having me on, man, again, and this was awesome. So hope you have me back someday.
Oh, absolutely. I appreciate your joining and, really, really enjoyed it. And, it's been a great conversation. And of course, we'll keep the conversation going in the community, but really enjoyed, you guys tonight and hope you all have a great rest of the week. And hope everybody out there in the community has a great rest of the week. 100, looking forward to your message so I can get this copy of Robocop off to you. I'll try to put it in the mail tomorrow, so you'll hopefully get it as soon as possible. But hope everybody has a great rest of the night and a great Thursday and weekend coming up. Have a great stream on Saturday, Tim and Ryan, about space. I look forward to checking it out. Yep. And again, check out these guys' channels. They have great and amazing content. And we'll look forward to seeing you all next time at the movies. Peace.
Bye, everyone.
Good night, everybody.